mic test, live sound.
Okay, rolling. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, my name is Avid Liongoren, director, producer, and matcha dancer for Rocket Sheep Studio. Okay, let's start with culture. As a studio, as a filmmaker, our goal is always to rep our culture, our visual style in animated form. So that's the goal of our studio, to always rep our visual language, our what we see in the Philippines in the cartoons that we do. And when it comes to storytelling, I work with very good script writers, and I do my best to interpret what they did. I don't really think about things in those terms. We just want to draw and animate what we see outside our window in the Philippines. So simple lang yung approach namin. We don't have that kind of we don't think in terms of modernity or traditions and stuff like that. So yeah, just show what we want to draw and animate what we see outside the window. In animation, specifically, because if you're a young animator, you're raised in Japanese and American cartoons, and you grew up wanting to do those things lang. So the first step is really to get our young animators to want to draw, to want to represent our culture, not to draw. I love anime myself, but it would be great if we see brown people in cartoons as well. So we have that already in live action film, but it would be nice to see it in animated form as well. But it doesn't mean that I am anti-anime or anti-cal art style. It's just that we need to study those things, but it would be great to draw ourselves as well, because anime is anime because it represents Japanese culture. The cal art style represents Western culture. So let's figure out what Filipino style would be. First, it's great that there's an exhibit. It shows the young people that there is history, that we have a history of animation. And it's also a bit sad that we only have a few films, because like I said in my talk, Philippine cinema has been around for 100 years, and there have only been 12 animated feature films. But like in one of the exhibit pieces here, somebody like Nonoy Marcelo has been doing this long before computers were made, long before we had outsourced studios, like before we started working on Western and on Western projects. So it's good that the students see that we have a scene, that we have animation workers and animated projects that exist already. So when it comes to promotion, I don't think in terms of promotion, because I'm struggling to just make films. So when we make our films, we do our best to get it out there, to have it in international festivals, and it's always refreshing for the foreigners, for people in Europe, to see that, oh, I didn't know that there's animation in the Philippines, and they love the cultural specificity of things, because you could have the same story but coated in a different culture, that it's all new again. So that's what they appreciate outside of the country. First is to, it's not, teachers may not seem cool, but they've done a lot of work and they have a lot of experience. Listen to them. As I was explaining in my talk, we need to be realistic about what our capabilities are. So the sooner you learn what your actual capabilities are, the better you will be for it, and you work around it. Number two, learn about our labor laws. Too many young students graduating out of college are abused by many corporations. They do not know their labor. They do not, because we're all too excited to just work. That's our fault as artists. We're always excited to just be a part of something. So you have to learn when you are being abused already, because labor abuse is rampant in the animation industry. So learn your labor laws and learn what your rights are as a worker. And number 3, have a proper email address with your name, not your favorite anime character. So just practical advice so that when you start sending out your reel, you are a human being and not your weeb name, you know? So weeb names are cool for personal projects, but always represent yourself as a proper human being. Happy 22nd birthday to iACADEMY. Thank you for raising great students and giving a venue for this kind of courses that kids can pursue what they want to do. And I hope all the students find success after their time here.